The Little Mermaid. Long ago in the deep sea kingdom lived the Sea King with his 5 mermaid daughters. The youngest of the mermaids was the loveliest of them all. She had a beautiful voice, and everyone from far and wide came to hear her sing. They praised her voice and her beauty. This story is about her. One day, while she was swimming on the surface of the water and watching ships go by, she saw a young man falling off his ship. She swam swiftly to save him from drowning and dragged him to the shore. The little mermaid sang to him a song and waited for the man to become conscious. But the minute his eyes opened, the little mermaid swam away. This man was actually the prince of the kingdom. He looked around for the girl who had saved him, but he could not find her. The little mermaid fell in love with the prince the minute she saw him. She was sad because she could never be like all of the other girls he knew. They had 2 feet, and she had a fish tail. In the deep sea lived a witch with magical powers. One day, the little mermaid went to beg for human legs. The witch said, "I need your beautiful voice. Only then shall I give you legs." The little mermaid agreed. All she wanted was to be with the prince. When she was leaving, the witch said, "Beware, though, because if your prince marries anybody else, you will turn into foam." When the little mermaid reached the shore, the witch's magic spell turned her tail into legs. She wandered around on her 2 legs until she met the prince again. The prince saw the beautiful girl he had never seen before and asked, "Where are you from?" But she could not reply. The prince decided to take her to his palace and look after her. They became good friends and had a wonderful time together. The little mermaid loved the prince, but the prince was in love with the beautiful maiden who had saved him and sang a song to him. He didn't realize she was right there by his side. One day, a princess from a distant kingdom arrived at the palace. She was beautiful and kind, but she also had a wonderful voice. The prince was enchanted by her. The prince was convinced that she was the same maiden who rescued him that day on the shore. It didn't take long until he asked the princess to marry him. The little princess was heartbroken. She thought about ways of stopping the prince from marrying the princess, but then she realized she just loved him too much. She wanted him to be happy and understood that they belonged to 2 different worlds. And remember, she didn't even have a voice. A grand wedding took place at the palace. The little mermaid attended and wept. As a mermaid, she had never wept. She wept tears of sadness because she was not to marry the prince. But she also wept tears of happiness because he was marrying a kind woman that would make him happy. During the party, the little mermaid escaped alone to the beach. She sat on the sand, and there she waited to turn into foam and join the sea that was always her home. Suddenly, from the sky came a pink cloud. It lifted her from the land into the sky. "Where am I?" said the little mermaid, for now she could speak. Two beautiful fairies replied, "We are the air fairies. You are now one of us because you did a good deed for the person you love. You can become a mermaid again if you do good deeds for 300 years. And for every good child you find, 1 year less you'll need." This story happened long ago, but the little mermaid is still making good deeds around the world. And if you are a good child, you will be helping her become a mermaid again. The end.